Samuel Mnyupo, Shaka Mudise, former player Banyana Banyana, top goal scorer in Africa. You are watching Sport Chat. Ngasluzi.
My name is Tembi Sondlovu. You are watching the Sports Chat.
It is the year 2023. Welcome to it. It is the Sports Chat, and obviously we haven't issued out any, episode this year, but we guarantee you that there's more episodes to come. And today, this morning, we are here at Soshanguve Kuro Academy, where the likes of Josta, Dladla, Dr. Kumalo, Edward Mutale, Posha Mudise will be attending the launch intro of the Shaka EasterTournament that will be happening between March and April. Stay tuned as we are about to bring you this amazing journey. A very busy day it is for the Sports Chat today. It is a Saturday, and obviously the Sports Chat is operating at Kuro Academy in Soshanguve, and it has been the launch and draw of the Shaka EasterTournament that will be happening quite shortly in the month of March and April. And now I'm joined by the former Kaizer Chiefs player, former Orlando Pirates, in fact Mamelodi Sundowns, that is Josta Dladla. Josta Dladla, the launch, we see tournaments ayenzeke kasi, but a lot of people are complaining ukuthi labafana lababayeza bazodlala, but none of them get the opportunity to be scouted. What is the issue?
I'll be lying to you if I had to come in here and tell you what's the issue, you know what I mean? But that needs to change, you know what I mean? Because most of us started playing like a kasi nati, you know. It is possible out there, but I think it's for the people that are running the game to actually like spot these boys, you know what I mean? That are playing like, at this small leagues, and obviously give them an opportunity. I mean, what is happening in soccer is basically what's not happening in cricket or rugby. Yes. Rugby, there's a system that is happening, you know what I mean? A youngster gets spotted, and that boy gets laughed after from a young age up until he's matriculated. By the time he's matriculated, when he gets to the varsity, he gets to kind of play for a team of his choice, or into the system, you know what I mean? So I think what football has to do is to learn from what rugby is doing and what cricket is doing, you know what I mean? And we can only learn, we can only do better. What the Shaka Easter tournament is doing is really great, and gives opportunity for to a lot of youngsters that are coming from all over. And I've seen it, it is my second year with them. Yes. And it looks much better than last year, you know what I mean? The pitch is looking great, and then obviously with whatever that they're gonna be doing for the players this year is much better than what they did last year.
Yeah. So talking about a system that needs to be implemented, do you feel though that the people who are in charge, the people who are making laws as far as SAFA and obviously the ones that are governing our football, do you think that they are capable enough to implement those systems?
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, obviously as a football player, I've never been at an office, you know what I mean? They know probably the administration side of football. Not that they don't know football at all, but I think it's one of those things that they need to work hand in hand with former players and all those type of things. I mean, it's still in work. It's still one of those work in progress, and I can't be coming out there and be like they don't know what they're doing and whatever. But I think it's all about unity, because what rugby is doing is all about unity. What cricket is doing is all about unity. So if we are united and we listen to each other and we've got the same goal, everything in football can be achieved. You know what I mean? So nothing is impossible. Yes. If we want it. I mean, back in the days, there used to be school football happening. Yes. It's no longer happening anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's where the Dr. Kumalos come from. Yes. There used to be this provincial football that was happening as well. That needs to come back.
Yes. School of excellence.
Exactly, school of excellence. Most of the kids used to stay there. They used to travel overseas most of the time to go play the major tournaments. Yes. That's when our Steven Pinaro was spotted, Ninja Mofokeng was spotted playing those tournaments. Yes. You know what I mean? So we need to give the kids chance like that. I just mentioned something today when I was talking to Mr. Shaka and saying that, how about you do this? I've got a proposal, or maybe I've got a challenge for you. I asked him if one of the teams that wins the tournament, how about you pay for them to go play one of the tournaments overseas? Yes. Even if they go play at one of the tournaments, it might be in Spain, it might be in Germany, it might be in China. I mean, most of those small teams, they go play these tournaments. Yeah. One player from this team can be selected. Yes. One player, even if it's one player or two players being selected and getting a chance to go play overseas, that's an achievement that would be an achievement for the Shaka EasterTournament. You know what I mean? So I think, and it's something that he looked at it, he was like, that's interesting, because what happens is the players, they get the money, they win the tournament, they get the money, and that's it. You know, there's gotta be something every year that's gonna better the game. That's gonna give the kids more opportunities. You know, giving the kids like bursaries at school. There are kids that are playing that are really good, but most of their parents maybe they can't afford school. So maybe they can come in and start sponsoring the kids from a young age to school, even if they don't make it in football, at least maybe educational wise, Mr. Shaka can actually contribute in that, So those are the things that obviously they're trying to better every season, you know what I mean? And just being part of this initiative, for me, it's an honor. There's a lot of other legends, that are part of it. But for me, just being part of it, it's just been an honor to be part of it.
Yeah, and speaking of legends, a mouthful has been said by the likes of Abu Poshamdise, Edward Mutale, part of the legends who are here, with Dr. Kumalo.
Yeah.
What do you think is a role of you guys as legends, particularly when it comes to tournament wasekasa?
Yeah, I mean it's encouraging the young ones, you know what I mean? Encouraging the young ones that think that you never as we look shit, like most of us are Swakasi, we played Kokasi, and we ended up playing in an international level, we ended up playing in the Premier League. So it's more like our job is to encourage the young ones, to stay positive and letting them know that if they put in the work in whatever that they believe in, be it school. I don't care what are you doing. Can be corporate, can be you can be a musician, can be a DJ, can be a football player. If you don't put in the work in it, you'll never be successful. You know what I mean? And also giving the advice, like you said, the people that are staying, doing the administration side of football, if they want information from us that can help them to better the game in South Africa, we are there also to help. And obviously Pusha was talking about a lot of issues that a lot of women are not really recognized in South Africa, and women football, to be honest, is doing well. I mean, these girls they qualified for the World Cup. They did they did well in the World Cup. They won the African Champions Championship. They're the best in Africa. You know what I mean? But they don't get recognized. So you could feel the frustration that comes from her voice. That I think mostly male figures are the ones that are recognized more than the ladies. You know what I mean? So we need to change that and understand that the mass support that we give to the boys, we need to give to the girls as well. You know what I mean? So that's what she was saying. And some people might take it as offensive, but this is the things that she's seen right on. And she never got the support. She's one of the best top goal scorers that South Africa has ever created. But in Africa as a whole. And I don't know if she's still celebrated. We're supposed to be celebrating it, because she's done something that nobody's ever done before. And I think her coming up like that, she's talking not on her behalf, but on the ones that are coming up and saying, hey guys, I never got a lot of recognition coming up. I never made money coming up. But the girls that are coming up, you need to do better for them, so that they can have a better life for themselves. Because she hates to see whatever that is happening to these girls. It's something that happened to her 20 years ago, but it's still happening now. So it's one of those things that the minister was here, and it's one of those things that they obviously are constantly going to listen to and try obviously implement these things into the game, and obviously supporting all these kids everywhere so that they can do better for the country as a whole. Yeah.
We have a game today, interesting one. Mamelodi Sundowns taking on Orlando Pirates. A lot of people saying that Mamelodi Sundowns will obviously win this one and obviously win the title. The dominance of Mamelodi Sundowns, is it killing South African football? Recently I was listening to a video clip by Upule Mahlangu saying that Mamelodi Sundowns is benching the people who are capable of playing for Bafana.
Yeah.
What is your stance when it comes to that?
Yeah, I mean, that's Jabu. Obviously, that's his opinion, and I'm not gonna come here and obviously speak for him. You know what I mean? He said whatever that he had to say, but obviously that's how he looks at the game. You know what I mean? Getting back into the game, I mean, there's a lot of stressful, Pirate supporters out there for sure. You don't want to play Sundowns the way it is right now. I mean, they're breaking records week in, week out. You know what I mean? 15 games, I'm beaten in 15 games, and obviously, they want to continue that run. I mean, if you remember, I think we kept the record. I was part of the team that was playing for Sundowns back then, and we kept 11 game streak. So they took that away. Now they obviously on 15. So are they going to keep on winning up until the season ends? I mean, this is the game. I mean, if they're willing to spend the money to make the team better, why not? You know what I mean? who are we to come and judge? You know what I mean? Mr. Motsepe or the Sundowns family are willing to spend the money to be the best in the country, to be the best in the continent. To obviously they playing catch-up game. Whatever that they're doing, Kaizer Chiefs, Pirates have achieved years ago. Now they're trying to reach that and obviously surpass that as well and do better than what Chiefs and Pirates have done. You know what I mean? So I mean, if whatever that they're doing is working, I mean, if I'm one of the opponents, I would look at what they're doing and try and obviously try and do whatever that they're doing and copy it and do it as well. Because I want to be like them. You know what I mean? So they're willing to spend, and we can't hate on them. And obviously if you have to compete with them, as Kaizer Chiefs or as Pirates, go get quality players. Spend money, and obviously if you want to win championships, you need quality players in your team. If you're willing to spend on those players, obviously that investment is gonna pay off later. You might be paying a lot of money right now, but ultimately you're gonna be the best in the future. When Sundowns started, there was a movement before us, more Daniel Modao, and there was players before them as well, and we came in as well. When Mr. Motsepe took over Sundowns, he wanted to conquer Africa. He wanted to be the Barcelona of Africa. Now, this is what Sundowns is doing right now, years later, because they were willing to spend that money. You know what I mean? So I can't be the one now to say, they're messing up the game. Wow, that's what Jabu thinks. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of other people are thinking. And I think if a lot of teams want to compete with Sundowns, they really need to do something about it as well, and start getting with no disrespect to the players that they have, get quality players. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I mean.
In closing, Josta, I just wanted to ask you, a lot of people are asking themselves, obviously you're no longer there in the media space, like people see you in TV like they used to before. What is Josta currently doing?
Yeah, I do a lot of things. I'm just a freelancer. I've been doing a lot of commentary and analysis with Super Sport, you know what I mean? Still trying to figure out what works out there, because all my life has always been football, and when football stops, obviously I have to see where I can fit in. We can't all be coaches. Some of us are on TV and trying to we talk about football right now, and you've got other players, ex-players that are coaches as well. So there's just a whole flipping gap that most of us can fill up. You just need to find out where you fit in, and at this point, I've been fitting in, just talking about football, I don't know, they call us experts and all of that. I don't know, but just sitting on the other side of the desk and getting to criticize the players that are not doing well. You know what I mean? And obviously, when you criticize, you gotta have something, positive also to talk about. When you criticize, you gotta say, okay, you're criticizing because of this and that and that. So it's kind of like a different might as well, that you come up with, obviously, when it comes to the game. But I'm enjoying it, learning every day, but the most thing is I'm just blessed that I'm still healthy, and I'm still relevant in the game right now. Yeah.
No, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure talking to you. This is the Sports Chat. You can catch this episode on YouTube. It's going to be uploaded on YouTube.
YouTube is doing the things right
Yeah, doing the things. And we appreciate your time. And